words that said, "What a privilege it is to be exhausted by a challenge you choose for yourself." And that's something I think about a lot when we talk about college football and college athletics. We choose to do this. I'm blessed to be the head football coach and incredibly proud of the opportunity to serve the great state of Missouri as the head football coach at the University of Missouri, to represent the 6 million people who live in our state.
You just mentioned it a couple minutes ago, 21 transfers you brought in. How do you create a culture and a chemistry with such roster turnover, especially among the upperclassmen?
Yeah, I think that was part of the reason we decided to take the mission trip to Harmons. Nothing creates cohesion and builds trust and respect like shared adversity and putting people in adverse situations and see how they'll respond. There's really nothing more adverse than putting 300-pound offensive linemen, defensive linemen in the SEC in bunk beds with no air conditioning. And so, you know, I think that was one of the ways. Obviously, our strength coach, Ryan Russell, our Elite Edge program on the first floor is a conduit of our culture and continually teaches and preaches that. And then, you know, you've got guys like Connor Tollison and Dalen Carnell who've been here their entire careers. They know what it looks like. They know what the standards are and what to uphold them to. And I think our staff combined with our strength staff and then again shared adversity helps create cohesion.
Early in his career, especially at Arkansas, is one of the best, I think, safeties in the country. Talk about adding Jalen Catalon. What does he bring to Corey Batoon's defense, and what kind of impact could he make for you as an experienced player?
Yeah, you know, Jalen Catalon's a guy that played against us in 2020 during COVID year. He didn't play in the first half because of a targeting penalty, and man, he came on and was an elite player, and has been an elite player for a long time. You know, Coach Saban, all summer, he calls and does scouting reports with all the head coaches, not to get back into coaching, just want to clear that up for Greg McElroy, but he does that to make sure he has an edge on the competition. And the first person he asked about was Jalen Catalon, because he said, man, that guy's played a lot of really good football at a high level. And you could see that in the spring, the instinctual, he's got great instincts. He understands, diagnoses what offenses are trying to do.
You're building tremendous facilities at your football stadium.
Yep.
Nobody's asked about that, but y'all put maybe close to $200 million.
250.
That's a big deal. Let's talk about that. That's a serious commitment from Missouri. Says a lot about where your program's going, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's why I started off by thanking the 6 million residents of the state of Missouri, by thanking Todd Graves, past chair Robin Winokur, Bob Blitz, Jeff Lehman, Michael Williams, you know, a lot of different people, President Choi, a lot of big-time boosters. When you're talking about Richard Miller, Mike Campeter, Steve Trulask, you're talking about the Bukowski brothers, you're talking about Jeff and Kara Cannon, you're talking about a lot of people who have committed a lot of resources to our university and believe. The Stevens family. You know, since we've been there, we've invested in a brand new indoor facility. We've invested in a $250 million North End Zone project. They've invested in a weight room reconstruction, a new grass fields. So they've done a lot to enhance the program and give us the ability to compete and attract talent, and that's what we've really tried to do. And now it's, you know, again, I've put the pressure on our coaching staff this year. It's really about coaching. We as a coaching staff need to take on the ownership of this year's team, about getting the best out of these guys, because we have a lot of talent, we have a lot of depth, but we got to bring it together and we got to bring the most out of it.